Welcome back, my wonderful people. Today, we have a kind of review of something I've already reviewed. Now, that's cool, because these are the HARMONICDYNE Zeuses, but it's not just a review. This is 1 year later of me owning these. When I bought these, I reviewed them a couple months after having them. Also, ignore the tie-dye fingers, because I've just done a cool video that you've probably already seen. I bought the HARMONICDYNE Zeuses. Why is it out of alignment? I bought the Zeuses and I had them for a few months before I reviewed them. So today, we're going to re-review them and see what they're like a year later. Give me 1 second, I just need to go get them. Here it is. The big HARMONICDYNE Zeus box that does not fit in shot. Well, let's have a look at these. Oh, how cool are they? And it's the numbered series. 421. If only it was 420. I was so close. These are awesome headphones, and they still are awesome headphones. And as you can see, they've had some fair use. It's not like I don't use these, because I use them. Let's pull these out of the box. Oh yeah. Right, let's have a look at the wires. Now, I did buy an aftermarket wire for these because the stock wire is so glorious I didn't want to ruin it. So this is my wire that I use, and that's a factory wire, which is every types of set. And this is the one that I use, which is just your bog standard Amazon next day delivery wire that does what it needs to. Get off me this. Right. These are my HARMONICDYNE Zeuses. Are they still good? Yes. Should you buy a pair? If you could, yes. Now it's a lot harder than it was. HARMONICDYNE Zeus, right? When these first came out, they were a numbered series, meaning there was a certain amount of them made, from 1 to 1,000. Mine are 421. The closest to 500 are regarded the best because it was in the middle of the dude who made these. It was in the middle of him going, alright, I want to start making headphones, to the point where he perfected it, and then he got kind of tired and bored of it and stopped making them, and didn't try as hard towards the end to make sure they were perfect. So the 500 series of HARMONICDYNEs is regarded the best, meaning this 421 pair is currently worth about £3,000. That's a lot of money. And if you want to buy a pair of these, that's a lot of damage. This cable's awesome. This isn't the factory cable, but it's the one that I bought for it because I didn't want to hurt the original cable because it's too special. Just look at the patterns. Oh, just... When I own a yacht, and it will happen, not in GTA, in real life, I will be sitting on the top deck, chilling out, with a bunch of very near naked females, with these on my head, listening to, well, I don't know, something hi-fi in stupid high res with a really awesome amplifier that's in my pocket. A pocket amp, a tube pocket amp. That's what I'm gonna do. Should you buy a pair of these? Like I said, if you can, yes, because they're just gonna go up in value depending on what series you get. Does that mean they're kind of... I guess it's kind of like buying a 30 grand Rolex. Because you know they're not going to depreciate. Watches don't depreciate, especially not if you get a nice one. These are like that. These will not depreciate. Does that mean that you should invest all your money in them? No. There are better things to be investing your money in, and if you're buying these just for the sound quality, there are obviously other options. There's a billion headphones out there. How do you know which one's the best for you? Well, these are very my cup of tea because they're ultra bassy, but clean. Not like, oh, have the mud. They're just clean bass. It's very persistent, and they've got very natural, open sounding environments. They're pretty wide. They're really comfortable, and they just look cool. Now, if you wanted that, but you didn't want to pay whatever I paid for these, there is another option. Philips Fidelio X2HRs. Now these are fantastic. They are also open back. They are also, when these came out, around the same price, because these weren't that expensive to begin with. I picked these up for 95 quid off Amazon because I was having a mega deal. These are going to get their own review at some point. Are they anything like these? Depends what you mean by that. Are they comfortable, the same as those? Yes. Are they open back? Yes. Do they have awesome soundstage? Yes. Do they have that low, deep rumble that I really enjoy? Yes. Should you buy a pair of those and not these? Yes. Why? Alright, these will go up in value, but they're also going to cost you your nan's kitchen and a couch to get a pair of these. Whereas I paid 95 quid for the Philips Fidelios, and they're now up to 125 quid on Amazon, and that's still a cheap price. They're absolutely phenomenal headphones. If you didn't want to get the 9500, or if you didn't want to get the Philips Fidelios, you can still get the Schipp 9500s. They're awesome too. There's a lot of choice out there for headphones like these. You don't have to stick with what is there. This is a review 1 year later of these, and what I realised is I didn't have to get a pair of these. I could have got anything. I could have got anything and it would have done the job. Give me 1 second, I think someone's at my door. Turns out it's a postman. Of course it's a postman, why would it be anything else? Mr. Postman, please go away. Dun 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 dun, you interrupted my review day. Anyway, these are fantastic headphones. And I'd recommend them. If you know anyone that has a pair, try them out, right? It's just finding someone that has a pair. That's the hard part. If I knew all you guys personally, of course I would let you try these out, because it's one in a lifetime opportunity. It's like having a pair of HD 800s on your head. Like, yeah, they're expensive, but they're a lot more accessible than these, being as these are a numbered series. Why would you own a pair of these? Let's look at that. Why would I buy a pair of these? 1, because they're unique. 2, because I love the way they look. They're very classy. I think that is the word you can use to describe this. It's classy. They're made very well. They're absolutely solid. They've got massive fucking speakers in them. And they're just comfy. There isn't anything about these I would change. Nothing. And to say that about a headphone is pretty difficult. I would change things about the Civica Phoenixes, and I love those to death. In fact, they're probably my most used headphones, and you can bet your ass you're going to be seeing a 1 year later of those pretty soon. Are these worth the money? I kind of touched on that. Buying them new, as I did, for £310, yes, 1000%. These have that kind of low end that planars do. And you know planar magnetics are a bit more expensive. Well, you can get cheaper ones, but I would compare the bass response on these to something like the LCD2s in that low end rumble of just continuous. It's unaltered bass. It's just what it was. What it is and what it was is what you hear, but with a little bit more of a V shape to it. And that's what planars are good for, and that's what these are good for too. I need to get a headphone stand worthy of these. I just haven't found one that looks right. Everything I put these on looks too low class. I've just put a shelf up in my room, and I want to put these on my shelf, but I can't put anything else with them, because it's like shaming all my other headphones. I have 3 high-end pairs of headphones. I have the Fidelio X2s, I have the Civica Phoenixes, and I have the HARMONICDYNEs. Now, the Civica Phoenixes and the X2s are still fantastic headphones, but these make them look like kids' toys. So what? What do I do? I could put them next to the Bayers, because everyone knows the Bayers are good, but these are just better. I guess what I'm trying to say is, if you have the amplifier required to drive these, they're not hard to drive, they just benefit from a good amplifier, as does everything. But if you do, are these worth it? Absolutely, yes. Please go ahead and try these out, because you will blow your mind with the kind of stuff that you can hear from these. It is uncanny, the amount of stuff that like the details and the crisp low end and the sibilant, like not the sibilants, but when I was reviewing the 990s, I said they're not sibilant. They're, what's the word I use? Bright. These are not sibilant. They are bright with a capital BH, right? They're bright. That's what they are, right? Bright. You've got to make the sound as if you're going to cough your tongue up. That's what these are. They give you all of the high-end crispness, but not in a way that's unnatural and hurts your ears or anything. And I've had these loud. That's probably one of my biggest problems, is I have these loud because the more you turn it up, the more you keep turning and keep turning and keep turning, the better it gets. It doesn't get sharp, it doesn't get sibilant, it doesn't get anything it shouldn't be. The only thing these get, the louder you get, is scary. They're scary, these scare me. I said this in the original review. These headphones intimidate me to fuck. Putting these on your head is like, oh, I don't know, it's like walking in the ring with every boxer ever. You're like, what am I doing here? I'm so out of my depth. That's what these are. I feel like, as far as I should be going with audio, is a set of Mackies and some AKGs, or some shit like that, or Audio Technica M50Xs and a set of Mackies. That's as far as I should be allowed to go with audio. Stuff like this, I'm not worthy of. Not in the slightest. It is so overclassed to me. It's fantastic, and it just makes you feel like everything you listen to is an experience. It's no longer a piece of music. It is a feeling. It is an emotion. It is something you are now invested in through sound. That's what these do, and that's what audio should be about. And I've said this before, but you should always try and find something that, instead of making it sound like a recording, it makes it sound like it's being played. You're listening to that live. You're listening to that raw sound of the emotions of the people that are performing in front of you. That's what these are, and they're so wide, and they get all of the detail and everything in that room that's happening as it's being recorded. Oh, it's just good. They're just good. They are just good. I don't think you need anything more from me. Should you buy them? Yes, we've already been on that. Am I ever going to get rid of these? No. If you wanted to make me an offer for these, no. That's basically it. I love these way too much. They're just fantastic. Now, after I'm done with this review, I'm going to plug these in and I'm going to go listen to them for a couple hours and get lost in sound. I think you guys get the message. I don't need to carry on. Are these worth your money? Abso-fucking-lutely. Would I buy them 3 times again? Yes. If I had the money, I would have paid upwards of $1,000 for these, because they just perform. They just perform. That's all I need to say. They are just good. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you've enjoyed. Please be sure to like, comment, subscribe and all that good stuff. Also, new things happening about things that are going on, so there might be a new way for you to support me soon. That should be fun. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time.